Welcome back to Grump's barn. As you can see, I've been having a bit of a move around in here. I've now got the rear axle out the way, and I've finally got the chassis where it needs to be. There we go, where she's going to be built up. And as you can see, the front axle is nearly ready to go on. All I've got to do is put the old radius arms or hockey sticks back on, which I'm about to do. I will also have to put the spring seats back on here, and probably the springs as well. Although actually the springs might wait. I might do those once it's under the chassis actually. Yeah, we shall see. I'm just about to fit the first radius arm up. Dear, ready for that. In fact, no, I'm going to have to put the springs on first, I think. I have the calipers now completely redone. It's great thanks to Nigel, who I've mentioned before. Nigel's Keswick 90 Land Rover channel, I think it is. I'll put a link down below. He made a little tool for putting back the seals in the calipers. Here we go, the caliper over here, there we go. This is outer seals here. There are two parts. You've got a rubber that sits inside like a tin retainer, and they are a bloody nightmare to fit normally. They're very, very thin tin, and if you even get them out very slightly, they bend. And once they're bent, that's it, they're useless. But he made a great little tool for putting them in. There's a video or two on his channel showing how it's used, but they made that job a hell of a lot easier. But these are now fully rebuilt with all new seals, all new pistons. And they are ready to go back on, but I won't put them on until I've got the axle sitting under the chassis. Right, so time to get on with this. Well, I bought all new bolts for this. They're OEM. They come in a blue bag, which some people might not like, but they are OEM ones. Because unfortunately, a lot of stuff nowadays, you can only get it in a blue bag, be it OEM or otherwise. There we go, right. Eyes down for a full house and all that. Let's get on. Well, that's the first two bolts sitting in there, as you can see, or possibly see. They've had a good coating of the old anti-seize. So hopefully they'll come out again if ever they need to. Right, just got to get the nuts on there. And when I do tighten these up, they'll only be tightened slightly. They won't be tightened right down, because you should never do that until you've got the weight of the vehicle on them. On any suspension components, you need the weight of the vehicle on there so it's sitting in its normal position. Otherwise, if you tighten them down fully when there's no weight on them, and you then put weight on them, it's going to twist the rubbers inside, like here. The rubbers will get twisted round because they're all at the wrong position, and they'll be constantly under tension, which will wear them out pretty rapidly. So you have to wait until it's got its full weight on it before you tighten them down fully. Right, just get the nuts on and then get the other one on. Well, there we go. That is both the hockey sticks on, or radius arms, whatever you prefer. They're both on, and just tighten down just. So they won't wobble about or anything, but they're nowhere near tight yet. And I've also just put the new spring seats in place. Obviously they're not bolted down yet. We're doing those in a minute. Once I've checked up, because I've got a list at home of which spring goes where, because they're all colour coded, and I forgot to bring it down with me, so I'm going to have to do a quick check, or maybe even nip back up to the house to go and get that, so I make sure I put the right spring in the right bleeding place. Otherwise I'll have a Land Rover that's all over the place. Right, back in a minute. Wow, what a palaver this is turning out to be. I've forgotten what a pain it was to put these front shocks in. Ah dear. I haven't replaced any in a good few years now, but bloody nightmare getting that nut underneath tightened up. There's no bloody room for anything. And I've also found that the kit I bought, all the new spring shocks and everything else, came with these, which I'm not going to use, but retainers for the front springs. Now this model never had any. Why they stuck them in there, I don't know. But no, it's never had them, so I'm not going to use them. It's a fair bit of metal, I suppose, to use somewhere else. But I won't be using them, as I say, it's never had them before, so I can't see any point in using them. They're not going any bloody where. Not with the engine and everything on top of them. Unlike the back ones that do unclip. So they do need get me tongue in gear. I blame the new teeth. Right, now, unlike these back ones that have got a retainer and do need one. I don't know if you can see that. Right. I could just carry on with this for now. Nearly got that on. Just got to put the 2 bolts in to hold the spring seat on. Obviously the spring's just sitting there to make it look better at the moment. Well, I did have fun, so I had to look around to find out what the colour codes were for these springs again. And as you can see, that's a blue and green one there on the driver's side front. And a blue and yellow one down there. It goes on the passenger side front. Obviously if you've got a left-hand drive motor, then it's going to be the other way round. Yeah, these springs will be slightly higher, both the right-hand springs will be, to account for the weight of a load of fuel on the right-hand side. On these, where the fuel tank is on the right-hand side, and you've obviously got the driver on the right-hand side all the time as well, so you have slightly higher springs on that side than the other, to account for that and stop the whole thing looking pissed the whole time. Right. I shall get on and get these bloody things connected, and then hopefully I might have time today to get it pushed into place underneath the chassis, which will be lovely. We shall see. Right then, that's that done. All together. All I got to do now is put it under here, but that's not going to happen today. I'm going to carry this video on tomorrow. I'll get that bloody together before I put it up, definitely. I've put both the turret rings in temporarily, because obviously the springs go on top of those, so they're just literally finger tight on there to stop them falling out. Because they've got to be under there for when the springs go in. Right then, that's me for now. See you in a minute. Just one quick sneaky shot before I go. There we go, I've got it pushed under there now. The radius arms are into their holes slightly, but they're not in completely yet. But I'm not going to do that until tomorrow now. I haven't got time. I'm going to have dogs attacking me for their food in a minute. There we go. Nearly there. Need to bring it down a bit. push these back in some more because they're just in there. Well, they're about halfway at the minute. With the washer and nut, this will stop them falling out temporarily until tomorrow. Then I should get it in properly. Right, see you later.